Okay, good evening. Welcome back to the channel again. Today with another interview with one of my close friends, Bradley Strassen. Can you introduce yourself again?
I'm an Australian citizen. I'm currently studying at the University of Western Australia in the major of international relations.
See, welcome back. I'm I'm Haikal Rafsanjani. I am in the Faculty of Management in the Airlangga University. Okay, well that's the formalities out of the way. So today's interview, unfortunately, one of your friends couldn't join us this time, right?
Yeah, it's a bit occupied right now, so
Yeah, it's fine. We have rather a short interview today, but it covers more or less the same topic we discussed last week. Okay.
okay.
Okay, so we'll start with the first question. Do you actively seek out like information about the manufacturing processes and labor practices behind products from other countries? How does uh, ethical sourcing factor into your purchasing considerations?
Well, for the most part, I don't really have the time to, go and research information regarding labor practices, and especially when it's from other countries. So that usually isn't a factor in my purchasing.
I see. So as long as it fits into your demand or need for a specific function in your house or whatever, then
If it does the job, then I'm happy with the product.
I see. Okay. Then what role does convenience and accessibility play in your decision to purchase products from foreign countries? Are there any barriers or challenges you encounter when accessing international products?
Well, I think accessibility is pretty important. Sometimes there's new customs regulations or import laws that completely changes everything, and some products can no longer be imported, that kind of thing. But when you mention are there any barriers when it comes to accessing international products? Well, it depends. Generally, no, not really. But when you're looking for specific products, then that might become an issue. Yeah.
Is there like a recent experience when
Um, I think the most recent example is this Korean instant noodles, buldak, I believe. It's recently been suspended because a number of Australians have gotten sick over how spicy it is. So the government is trying to take action, even though it's not really their fault. But anyways.
did you try that bulldog?
Oh yes, very strong. I liked it. Kills my stomach, but delicious. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of instant noodles, regarding instant noodles from other countries, have you ever purchased anything specifically from Indonesia? They're well known for the instant noodles. If yes, could you share your experience and thoughts about whatever product you bought?
Yep, absolutely. Obviously, there's Indomie. Everyone loves Indomie, myself included. And as a university student, it's a lifesaver. You don't have no time, then you just throw that into a pot of boiling water and it's ready. So very good. But also, a lot of cooking ingredients like Ajinomoto or Royco. That's really, MSG brings out the flavor in my cooking. So that's really nice.
Does your peers use Indomie or the MSGs?
Yes, definitely. A lot of my colleagues at campus rely on Indomie, as a matter of fact.
Do they bring it to campus for lunch?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay. All right, moving on. Can you name one specific product from Indonesia that you have bought before, and what made you choose that product?
Well, that would go back to the Indomie subject. That's the main. I think that's the most Indonesian product I consume on a regular basis, and I like the flavor, and it's really easy, convenient. So, yeah.
Is it only food based, or is there any like other non-food?
Let me think. Well, there's a couple of clothing I bought that's manufactured in Indonesia and imported here. They're usually quite cheaper than domestically made ones.
Oh yeah. So just Indomie and those clothings.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Mention as much Indonesian products that you can mention that are popular or well received in Australia at the moment.
Okay, so definitely Indomie's at the very top. Like that's really popular. There's also a number of medications that are beginning to get popular here in Australia, like Mixa Grip. That's very handy if you've got a flu. And clothing because of how cheap they are and well made they are. So people love it.
Okay, wait, let me go back to that Mixa Grip. When you compare it to your own local medicine, how is it any different?
I think the main difference is that a lot of the Indonesian medications tend to be a lot more stronger. They have like a higher dose of chemicals and such compared to Australia, because there's a lot of regulations here that strictly limit it. So when you're looking for a painkiller, the Australian brands are usually much weaker than the Indonesian one. The Indonesian one is instant, whereas the Australian brand painkillers tend to be, it takes longer to come into effect.
Maybe it's because of like Indonesia's geography, the herbs and whatnot, or herbs and stuff.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, that's it for this week for this interview. Next week, I will let you know on what kind of topics we'll be discussing again.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Bradley.
Yep, you're welcome, Michael.